Hello and welcome back to the second part of my rebuild. You can't really call it rebuilding, say, because rebuilding is over a couple of seasons. This is literally just one season, so I'm going to call it maybe saving clubs from relegation, because that's exactly what we did to Wigan. They were predicted to finish bottom. We avoided relegation, and don't forget, if you haven't watched that first season, I highly recommend it because it was a very exciting end of the season, very good end. If you're a Wigan fan, very good. So let's take a look at the League One table to see who we will be saving this year. So I have got up the League One table. Let's take a look and see who's bottom. Then that being the team we will be rebuilding. So I thought Plymouth Argyle would have been bottom. Maybe that's coming from an Exeter City fan. They're second. Who else? Forest Green. That's going to be interesting. It's actually one of the only clubs I've actually. No, I've been to a couple of away games, but Forest Green has got to be the worst game I've ever been to, purely because it's a vegan club. That doesn't mean I'm going to go vegan during the course of these videos, which will be completely bull, because by the time you watch this video, I will actually be in America. Actually, by the time you watch this video, I will be in my first theme park. I think it's Universal, yes. So, I don't know what ride I'll be on at the current time the episode comes out. I suspect I might be just having breakfast, because this video comes out at 3 o'clock. In America, it'd be 10 o'clock, so chances are, probably would have had breakfast by now. Yeah, probably would have had breakfast. Probably waiting in the queue for my first ride. Enough about that. Let's add ourselves as Forest Green Rovers manager. As you can see, we have been hired by Forest Green Rovers, or their nickname is the Rovers, which I might just start calling them the Vegans, because that's exactly what they are. So Forest Green have today confirmed the appointment of Jack Clatworthy as the new club's manager. Eyebrows have certainly been raised in the world of football at the appointment of the inexperienced. Maybe, yeah. I don't know. Potentially, I did manage to get Wigan to avoid relegation, so I think that's an achievement in itself. And he is sure to face plenty of questions when he faces the media for the first time at the Bolt New Lawn. What a terrible name that is for a stadium, the Bolt New Lawn. Clatworthy has put pen to paper on a 1-year deal. It's another 1-year deal. The one at Wigan was a 1-year deal. I'm not complaining, because that's exactly what I'm going to be here for. Just 1 year. He replaces previous manager Big Dunk. Why did he go to Forest Green in the first place? I do not know. Clatworthy, that's the reputation of a survivor. Did you not see my job with Wigan? I avoided relegation by at least 10 points, I think it was, maybe even more than that, which creates an intriguing dynamic with many pundits expecting them to face a battle to avoid relegation this season. You better watch what you're saying, because we're not going to avoid relegation, we're going to get promoted. Not really, but we can try. So, our reputation's 2 stars. It's regional level, Jesus Christ. Fierce rivals are Gloucester, I don't need to worry about that. Media prediction 24th. Again, similar with Wigan, we would predict to finish 24th. Finish like 17th in the end, so I reckon we could do the same here. Oh my god, they're due to move into the 5,000 capacity Eco Park on the 1st of July 2025. I feel like we have to do maybe a save with Forest Green, maybe for next year's FM. Probably not this year, maybe next year. The fact they're moving into a smaller stadium suggests their chairperson is very weird. Very weird indeed. And I think their new stadium is actually being made out of wood, which I don't really get that, to be honest, because wood I presume causes a fire, because that's how the Great Fire of London started, because the houses were made out of wood back then. I don't know. I'll make my judgments when I see the club, see the new stadium if I ever go there. Transfer budget. We've actually got a transfer budget of £100,000. That's not too bad. Pretty big wage budget for a size of Forest Green. So the best 11 is Lewis Thomas, O'Keefe, Cooper, Casey, Robson, Charlie Savage, Robbie Savage's son. Here we've got McCann, Pert Harris, he's a good player, Jordan Garrick, McAllister, and Bakayoko. See if there's. So the board, Dale Vince, the chairperson, wants us to play attacking football, play possession-based football. It's either one or the other for me. Attacking or possession, I prefer to play attacking. Develop players using the club's youth system. That's don't know how good the youth system actually is, but we can take a look at that. If there's any hidden gems in there, we can move them up to the first team. Make the most of set pieces yet. Sign players under the age of 22. Sign players from the lower levels of the domestic game. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Work within the wage budget, that's fine. So they want us to reach at least the knockout stages of the Papa John's Trophy, avoid relegation from the Sky Bet League 1, be competitive, then they don't care about the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. Then I'm going at the end of this year. No, don't need an interest-golf friendly, that's fine. Yeah, save that. Right. I wonder who we do actually have. I think I know at least one player that we got. That is Jordan Moore Taylor. Oh, Christ. There we go. Do we have copy of general info? That's my favourite screen. So our best players at the club is Charlie McCann. So we're obviously playing a system with centre mid. Enos. I don't know how have they got him? Did he join on a free? Because he must have. Udoka Goodwin Relief, that's like a good player. He's out for 6 to 8 months, that's a shame. He looks like a really good centre back. Or was he a right? He's probably a right back. Don't worry about him because he's injured. Jamie Robson, so obviously playing full backs. We're playing a four at the back system. Then we've got Casey. Corey O'Keefe, he's a right back, so it's definitely a 4 at the back system. Jordan Moore Taylor's actually one of our best centre backs behind Casey and Malif. Well, Malif is actually a right back, but we don't need to worry about him. So Per Harris is a attacking mid / centre mid. So I'm thinking 4-2-3-1 with this. Jordan Garrick is a right winger. That's quite pacey as well. So yeah, I think 4-2-3-1. Obviously, Charlie Savage can play defensive mid, so I might start playing 4-2-3-1. Then, if it goes really pear-shaped, maybe 4-3-3 defensive with a DM. So, what dross sort of players do we have? So we've got Sean O'Brien, he could probably go. Alfie Burnett could probably go. Dominic Bernard could probably go. Lewis Thomas, is that? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Our best goalkeeper is Ross Doohan, who is... What is he? Gafano Amadou. Yep, that's... we need a new goalkeeper. I think that's the main priority before the start of the season. Getting a new goalkeeper. Get rid of all these tragic players. Maybe Tyler Onyango is actually a good player, so I might keep him around. And this guy can stay around. We've got a lot of strikers, that's what I've been noticing. Maybe not a lot, actually. I mean, he's not even that. He doesn't even look good. Slee too. There is a lot of dross in this squad. Mind you, they are newly promoted. They got promoted with Exeter last year. Just about clinched a League 2 title. Should have been Exeter's, but never mind. It's always next time. Right, so let's take a look at the youth centre. Yeah, there's no good players in here. Absolute, just a bunch of dross. So how much money do we... Oh, we've got no wage budget available, so we have to sell some players in order to bring in players. We do have 100,000. I'm not sure if we're going to spend all of that. Might convert some of that to wage budget. I don't really know what to do. But I would play Gegenpress 4-2-3-1. That's what the assistant suggests. We play it with centre mids, not defensive mids. I'm not that stupid. Tiki Taka, do 4-3-3. Then I think we'll put on a vertical Tiki Taka Diamond, I think. Yeah. And then we will start off the season with playing 4-2-3-1. If it fails, 4-3-3. If that fails, probably go to a Diamond, but we don't really have the players for a Diamond. Yet we'll accept that. Right, I guess I will see you just before we play our very first league games, which will be in the next episode. And hopefully by then I may have sold some players and may have signed a few players, but chances are very slim. Okay, so it is the beginning of the season. We have signed a couple players and we've got rid of a couple players as well. So let's show you who we've signed. Signings have been a bit difficult today, mainly because we just don't have that much money. We've only got 2.66k spare wage budget now, 21k on transfer budget. I might just convert all of that to wage budget. Now we've just got over 3k in spare wage budget. I reckon that's probably enough to sign one more player. I don't really know what I need. So we'll go through the players I have sold. So I've loaned out Sean O'Brien to Dagenham and Redbridge to the end of the season. Then we have sold Bailey Cargill to Shrewsbury for 19.25k. Do we make a profit on him? Not a clue, not a Scoobies. Then we also sold Dominic Bernard to Portsmouth for 24k, eventually rising up to 28.5. Did we make a profit? Yes, we did. Forest Green signed him on a free. That's pretty good business in my opinion. Then players who we've signed. So we signed Danny Simpson. He is a English right back, 35 years old. Currently a good Sky Bet League 1 player. Isn't going to improve because he is 35. He's had spells at Bristol City, Huddersfield, Leicester, QPR, Newcastle, Man United. I didn't realise he started off at Man United. And he also had loan spells at Blackburn, Ipswich, Sunderland and Antwerp. So I just think a pretty decent right back. Then Dylan Barnett, he is a Irish left back, just basically an emergency backup because we needed one and it was the only option we could get on cheap wages as well, only 1.2k a week. He is currently a Vanarama and National standard. Could be decent Sky Bet League 2 in the future. He's had spells at Brighton, Bognor Regis on loan, Waterford, Bray Wanderers and Longford, then finally to Forest Green. So no, could be a useful player if he ever plays. I know, but I probably will only play him in like the Papa John's Trophy. But lastly, Tunji Akinola, he is a English centre back, 2.5 star current ability, 4-star potential, decent Sky Bet League 2 player at the moment, could be leading Sky Bet League 1 in the future. We got him he was a free transfer, but he has had spells at West Ham, not West Brom, Leyton Orient, then most recently Partick Thistle. That is pretty much all the signings we've done. So let's take a look at the squad we've got at the moment. So goalkeepers, we've got 3. I'd very much like to loan out Alfie Burnett, or add a under-21 squad, which the board rejected last time I asked. So hopefully we'll add one in a couple months or 2. So at the moment for goalkeepers, we've got Lewis Thomas, Alfie Burnett, and Ross Doohan. Not sure which one's going to be my first choice. Probably Lewis Thomas. Yikes, it's Scafanda Ramalastro. It could be a very difficult first 3 months. Then right backs, we've got Danny Simpson and Corey O'Keefe. Maybe Godwin Malik when he's back from injury, but he could be playing centre back. I don't know what position he is. Then centre backs, we've got Cooper, Moore Taylor, Casey, and sure there's another one. I'm sure there's another centre back. Oh yeah, and Akinola. So we do have 4, potentially Godwin Malik. Probably will be a centre back because he is 5'11". He is pretty tall. And then left backs, we've got Barnett and Robson. Then centre mids, we've got Stevenson, Onyango, Savage, Dylan Magooch, and Charlie McCann. Then centre attacker mids, we've got Miles Harris and Reece Brown. Then in terms of wingers, we don't have many because I think that's the only position we need strengthening. We've got Carl McAllister. He's technically a attacker mid, but he can play out on the left or right hand side, probably the left, because I want to play with just out and out wingers this year. Then Jordan Garrick, he is a right winger. So we've got right and left winger. Tyrese Obatoy, I think he's technically a striker, but not very good. So we'll probably play him out on the left, I think. Then do we have any other wingers? No, we don't. So we need a do need a right winger. Because I think that's pretty much all the position. That's the only position we need. It's just a right winger. Hopefully we might get one in the next episode, but I'm not too sure about that. So yeah. So I think the squad is looking pretty good. Let's take a look at the season preview. I don't think we've moved up. We've actually moved up a lot of places. We're now predicted to finish 17th. We were predicted to finish 24th at the beginning of this episode, but now we're only 17th, so that's not too bad. I think we can avoid relegation this year, but that's only if our goalkeepers perform well. So I will see you all tomorrow, where we will play our very first League One games against Bristol Rovers and Ipswich. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.